Okay, so this is step number 2. Right here I have layer 1. If I click on it, I can make it where it says background. This works for the majority of your computers. If there's only 1 or 2 of you where maybe it won't work. So then my first issue is that if I do not pull this down enough, it's going to be very hard when I have such a fair skin tone to be able to see anything I'm actually working with. So I'm going to go up here to what's called opacity, however you pronounce it. And I'm going to bring it, make sure it's clicked. I'm going to bring it down to about 40 to 50. I don't like it being 40, so I'm going to try up 50. I may even try it all the way up to 60, so that it's not completely white and transparent. That being said, this is how I'm going to start off. If I decide I want to go ahead and pick a skin tone, I may go ahead and pull my opacity back up to help me out a little bit. Swatches. Swatches is where you go to be able to pick out your skin tone. You can go to Open Swatch Library, Skin Tones. This gives me a range of skin tones. So it's one option that I can do to make sure I have a skin tone that's going to match my skin. My other option, I can go and get my eyedropper. I can either click on the eyedropper right here, which if you notice, it says eyedropper tool and then an eye next to it. So that means the shortcut for it is eye. So when I do that, I can see that if I click on different parts of my face, it gives a slightly different tone. I'm not a big fan of these tones though. I don't feel like they actually represent because of the lighting in this photo. So instead, I'm just going to go over here to my skin tones and see what they have. I'm fairly white, so I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. And then I'm going to go back over here to my opacity, bring it back down to 60. And then I'm going to go over to my layers. I'm going to lock it. It's a clear box until you lock it. Now I can't accidentally go and trace anything on it. So next I'm going to go and take a screenshot doing Command-Shift-4 to show whenever I put this into my journal that I have this background layer done correctly. Then I'm going to go create my next layer. I'm titled this one Face because I'm going to outline my face. The easiest way to do this is using your pen tool. So here I can see right here is the color of skin tone that I picked. I have this for the coloring, but I don't have any kind of background or any kind of a stroke here. So I can click on here and then click on that, and then now I know that they're going to match and I'm not going to end up with a black line on my face. So now I can go and select my pen tool, or as you can see, P is the shortcut for that. And I'm going to go start trying to do my face. Notice, I am not trying to be perfect with it, but I am trying to do it every couple spaces, so that way if I do a bunch of little ones, it's going to end up being way too sharp. I'm following my hairline, but when I start doing that, I'm going to end up with a weird looking face. If I go and ignore my hairline, and if I mess up, all I have to do is hit Command-Z. But if I ignore my hairline, I can start going around the whole shape of my face. That is a possibility if you are not used to using the pen tool. If you are used to using the pen tool, which not many of you will be, I can click Command-Z and undo. And I'm going to go more along my hairline here and less around my face shape. And if I notice I have way too sharp of an edge somewhere, I can go and undo it. Or I can also go here and drag it out. And that's going to help curve it. And if I do that too much, I'm going to end up with a weird wonky curve. We don't like that. So if I do one curve and then place, just a little bitty curve. There we go. So I curve it by clicking on it and then dragging it. Most of you are not going to be able to do that right the first time, and that is okay. Practice it. There you go. So now my issue is I can't actually see any of my features. So this is where I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go and look at my layers. I'll see that I have my face tool here. I'm going to go click my selection tool, which the shortcut for that is V. Make sure it's selected here. And then again, I'm going to go look at my opacity. Bring it down to about 40, 50, whatever it takes. I can see that fairly matches my skin tone. Then I'm going to lock it. That is the end of step 2. I'm going to do Command-Shift-4. Take my screenshot. Move on with my life. Be back for another video.